yourself. Only you can save you. You want more? Speak it in existence. You want to do better? Speak it in existence. A fruitful life? Speak it in existence. A beautiful wife? Speak it in existence. A husband that takes care of his own. Gorgeous kids, beautiful home. Take action, always go the distance. First thing, speak it in existence. You want more? Speak it in existence. You want to do better? Speak it in existence. A fruitful life? Speak it in existence. A beautiful wife? Speak it in existence. A husband that takes care of his own. Gorgeous kids, beautiful home. Take action, always go the distance. First thing, speak it in existence.
You're listening to Q4.org, your source for activism and the arts. AM 1680, Chicago.
Coin dropping sound effect.
There it is. I don't like the coin. My stretched out
It's a lovely day, it's a lovely day. Not a frown in the sky, the bright stars twinkle as they play. Gonna make a lovely day, make a lovely day, make a lovely day, every day. It's a lovely day, it's a lovely day. God has blessed me with a daughter brighter than the sun's ray. Gonna make a lovely day, gonna make a lovely day, gonna make a lovely day. Sometimes the trials of life can get you down. Sometimes it comes his friends and not around. But if you leave it alone, you're gonna make it through. 'Cause all we need is love. You turn the world around. It's a lovely day. It's a lovely day. I'm at peace. I'm at ease. Wouldn't have it no other way. Gonna make a lovely day. Gonna make a lovely day. Gonna make a lovely day every day.
time to kick go, double time, do the rhyme, flip it like jujitsu. Music stuck in limbo, everybody's simple. All I hear is pop, 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 like it's a pimple. Proactive, reactive to the counterproductive, massive. Taller than the sky, be the measure of my status. Them one give me wagness, but I just won't have it. Cutting off the wind like a chronic asthmatic. Smooth in delivery, approach pragmatic. Got an everlasting battery pack that's automatic, so I keep going and going. That damn rabbit. Tricks up for kids so you can have at it. Time is standing still, a generation is lost. Blame it on the seas when you know it's our fault. Blame it on the seas when you know it's our fault. Blame it on the seas when you know it's our fault. I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's on me. Tried to blame the other man, but I can't. It's on me. If I fail without a plan, guess what? It's on me. You know, it's on me. Say what? It's on me. I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's on me. Tried to blame the other man, but I can't. It's on me. If I fail without a plan, guess what? It's on me. You know, it's on me. Say what? It's on me. Inside of me lies the heart of a lion and pounds of grease from the chicken I was frying. Got $1 million house. Ah man, stop lying. A supermodel spouse and designer kitchen appliances. Brothers with like minds, I form alliances. Universal minds, I revolve around scientists. Take your time. Be careful when you're trying this. Hotter than heat and deeper than Leviathan. Lost you at the start. Well, let me try again. I'm the reason lyricism is so fly again. Raising you up out of this fire you've been lying and confusing without focus. It's when you find it in me. You find me in the trenches of this war. Reminding everybody why and what we here for. For the youth that we struggle. Keep them out of trouble. They see our ways and actions no matter how subtle. I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's on me. Tried to blame the other man, but I can't. It's on me. If I fail without a plan, guess what? It's on me. You know, it's on me. Say what? It's on me. I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's on me. Tried to blame the other man, but I can't. It's on me. If I fail without a plan, guess what? It's on me. You know, it's on me. Say what? It's on me. Mentally held up, no sign of parole. Your lawyer ain't getting paid, your story ain't told. Can't have no direction, ain't got no goal. Then tell me why that way that you tripping for. You been a musclehead like Piscopo. The industry's the film telling them shit to go. Yo, make my money, don't come back, bro. Or you're hanging by your neck with a contract, bro. If I'm marrying this music, then we'll have to unload. Weddings cost a grip and we got life to grow. Power phrases make all these walls crumble. Got money to make and knowledge by the bundles. We represent the light in the deepest dark jungle. G-Vision, baby, and we got to stay humble. I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's on me. Tried to blame the other man, but I can't. It's on me. If I fail without a plan, guess what? It's on me. You know, it's on me. Say what? It's on me. I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's on me. Tried to blame the other man, but I can't. It's on me. If I fail without a plan, guess what? It's on me. You know, it's on me. Say what? It's on me. It's on me. It's on.
I know my place in the world. It's real. It feels good being the king. Yeah, that's right. I keep the faith, keep a smile on my face. I need a peace of mind. I'm not gonna follow the blind, leading the blind. It's time to motivate and break the cycle. My check 1-2 is like loading a rifle. Looking through my scope, my eyes see hope. I've been broke, but never been broken. I'm never so dope, my life's so dope. Cause I made it through the pain. And I pimp stroll through the fire. Respect the dead, but admire the survivors. They inspire us to not give up. The media lied to us, the government corrupt, but so what? This is our politic. Take a sad situation, turn it positive. That's how we gotta live. It's better to give some good to the hood. Cause it's already bad enough, our people need love. So we network, connect, and fellowship to heal the hurts. Reflecting on ghetto shit. Where the spirit is rich, but the community is poor. As far as unity, we could use a lot more. Times like these, I don't even know what's next. But you gotta keep grinding. Keep in mind that step by step, it's a process. Constant change gon' come. Sing that song. Yeah, y'all sang that song.
Sometimes I think I'm going insane. All the money. Look around, all I see is pain. How can I make it plain? Trying to help my people to abstain from all of the ignorance. Don't you know your heaven sent? That's why they come after us. Cause we so fabulous, there ain't nothing other us. We got our own private establishment, ghetto cohabitants, struggle, abandonment, pimps of the system. Y'all need to listen, stop this division. Our president is black, you need to uplift it. They watching closer now, man, don't be a victim. That's the reason I go hard, and I don't need a bodyguard. I mean what I say, and I ain't taking it back. Reality is cold, but frontin' takes years off your life, and this earth is getting old. When they made me, they broke the mold. That's why I don't fit in your plans and you got them on hold. Y'all living for release days. While I put it in God's hands and I've accepted my fate. God, I want to spit a message. Not some artificial bragging about who the best is. So I'ma let you speak for me cause you the best is. That's my connection. Thanks for the blessing. No stressing, no guessing.
That's some awesome hip hop.
Yes, it is.
Steph, good selections tonight, Steph.
Thank you. You know, I'm trying to be a DJ. You know,
Well, DJ
we are
Steph
live and direct on your YouTube channel, yo.
We are here.
The Even Social Show. We are just waiting and anticipating Dr. Amara Enyia. We're going to sit down and talk with her. As y'all see, we are live and we are no longer sitting in the studio room.
Chicago mayoral, I can't even say the word, mayoral candidate.
Yeah.
And we will talk about, if you're not busy, if you're busy, scrap what you're doing, come on through. Friday, August 29th, Cultural Connection, 400 West 71st and Stewart, 4 blocks west of the 9094 Expressway. What's going down is a nice little crosstown connect music fest.
Yes.
Live performance. Steph, you want to interject?
Yes, along with myself, there'll be some dope artists performing. Lady Flipside and Visual that do the Hello Hip Hop. That's happening tonight. I am Mayoral.
Yeah.
We're going to have comedians, Sonny Speaks and Cujo Brown, boxing and capoeira, demonstration, and a movie screening, the Elizabeth Nicole Experience, live graffiti art. We're going to have local graffiti arts painting a mural on the wall at Culture Connection right there on 71st and Stewart.
And I might be there.
You may show up. Yeah, that's great. So this will be noon to 9, ladies and gentlemen, 4 blocks west of 9094 Expressway.
Plenty of time to come out
Yeah.
and enjoy yourselves. Should be a nice, pleasant day. Friday.
And please patronize Culture Connection 360.com. You can also check out blackmall.com to support your own and local black businesses. That's blackmall.com, ladies and gentlemen.
Chicago Stand Up.
Chicago Stand Up and buy into black-owned businesses. We have another announcement. The itinerary for the opening act will be your phone. Yes, okay. Main stage. The 1 hour slot to share with your choice to the 4 ex-goddesses. Camouflage Jones. They just did the geisha night here Sunday with Drunken Monkey.
They did.
That's Tweak Central here every Monday. I'm going to go back over the list. I know, and V-Vax, our very own, was, right? Camouflage Jones, Lady Flipside, Lady J, Queen Zenobia, and Javon Landry. Gorilla Fest Anarchy, M, Black Lava, and Iomas Parade. Native Son, Microphone Misfits, y'all just heard Speak It in Existence. Deuce 4, Prophet Jewel, and Misha G. Johnny Vega, The Law Outlaw Crew. 5 p.m. will be the Hello Hip Hop Visual Conglomerate. So definitely check that out, y'all. We got so much in store. Friday, August the 29th.
Full day.
Full folks and fun. Full folks and fun.
I like that.
Yeah.
All the F's.
So, segueing into entertainment, did you check out the VMAs?
I did, Steph. And I was, you know, sometimes when you go through the award shows and you're like, it's so uneventful sometimes the way they kind of throw down with things. But I was pretty impressed with some of the performances. Usher, I was a big fan of what Usher did.
Really?
That night, so I was really proud of his performance, as well as Beyonce. Beyonce, I thought gave a really nice performance. Now she did a concert, practically, but I mean, basically it was. She got the lifetime kind of achievement type.
Oh, did she now? Okay.
So definitely she rocked a bunch of selections from the album, kind of a medley type deal.
Oh wow!
And I'm feeling the sincerity when Jay-Z and their daughter came on stage and gave her the award, and she was just almost broke down. It was real touching.
Whoa!
It was real touching. I was feeling the sincerity and the realness to that she was honored by being there, not over the top big head.
Now I heard some disgruntling news over at BET. How Beyonce had to call and yell on some people, and they had to fire some people due to some jokes that they were saying about Blue Ivy. Just some. Really? Yeah, I don't even want to repeat what they were saying. I guess now Soul 106 and Park has some new hosts. Karuchi Tran. Yeah, that's Chris Brown's ex-girlfriend. But anyway, TMZ showed the fact that they were goofing off and they were making fun of jokes of the baby. So I think that show may be canceled.
People love to hate.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful moment.
Did you hear about the Nicki Minaj and Ariana Grande and Jessie J part of the show?
What happened?
Everybody was kind of You've seen Nicki's video for Anaconda, right? Which is like blowing up all over Twitter sphere and
I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's Nicki Minaj.
Raunchy it is.
Oh, is it?
It's
It's not there, but it insinuates.
I'm cool with it. It don't faze me too much,
Is it the fact?
It don't faze me because if I'm watching porn, it's gonna be a little more worse than that. People acting like it's porn.
Oh, okay.
To a point where it's just because she flopping her. Yeah, I said it.
But wait a minute, so what happened with her and these 3 other artists?
I didn't think it was a bad performance, but again, as from an extension from the video, people were like, "Ooh, it's kind of racy and a lot of booty showing." And then when they all came out, they did separate songs.
Okay.
And then they did the song that they have together. They have a song together.
Oh.
And forgive me for not remembering the name of it, but Nicki had a wardrobe malfunction because when she came back out, they changed clothes. She's holding her shirt together. Ooh. It was kind of interesting because it was weird. Like, why is she clutching her shirt like that? But I found it later. Okay, thank you, Sunil. Scaring the heck out of me. That there was a wardrobe malfunction. But as a trooper, she carried on.
Yeah.
And,
wow.
The performances were good. I'm trying to think who else was on there that I enjoyed. Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Wasn't bad. I have to be a fan of Taylor Swift because my daughter is like a huge fan, so I'm like forced to watch.
Good.
But she's good. She's good. She's
an
awesome writer.
Yes, she is.
That's her best attribute for me. She's an awesome writer. She really.
You gotta give it up. Creativity is creativity.
Yeah, when you're a triple threat like, well, I don't know if I'll say triple, but she
plays an instrument.
But she plays an instrument, so she dances a little bit. Because I
sings.
think I saw a video where she was dancing. And
Yeah.
It was pretty good. So.
Yeah, she get a little hood, she get a little street, you know.
And her music is growing.
It is. It is.
If you get a chance to go back to the VMAs, it's a good watch. A lot of well done performance. Usher was huge though. His show, it was like the old Usher.
Really?
And that song, the current song.
Kisser? Good Kisser?
No, it's the
You got another one?
Yeah, it's another one.
I don't know.
And it's real good. It's real good.
And he performed that.
Performed that. Nice full band, nice.
Okay.
Dancing act. Nicki Minaj sings on this one as well.
Oh,
so she stepped out again. Nicki was all over the place.
Nicki on the night, huh?
Yeah, Nicki was all over the place.
Which is well deserving. Nicki is a good writer too. She writes all of her material.
I'm not fond of Anaconda though. If you haven't heard it,
I haven't.
The sample is from Baby Got Back.
Oh, well, she's gonna win with that because it's already
She
winning.
got back.
Yep. Hey.
She got Nicki baby back.
Hey,
I
man.
want my baby back. Yeah, I like Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, that's the recap on the VMAs, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you watch the Emmys?
I didn't get a chance to watch the Emmys.
The Emmys was awesome. You missed the Emmy Sunday? Oh no, it came on Monday. They didn't want to go up against the VMAs, so they first time that they ever put it on Monday night. They didn't want to go up against the VMAs.
The VMAs always broadcast that week before the holiday, right?
Same week, I believe so. Well, the Emmys was dope. I'm tell you who your big winners was.
You finna tell me my show won?
Your team, Breaking Bad, cleaned house.
Great.
Cleaned house. Jesse won for best supporting actor. Aaron Paul. I'm sorry, it's Aaron Paul and what's my man? Bryan Cranston won best actor, and the best show was Breaking Bad. So they cleaned house.
Great. I love that show.
Nice tribute to walk out on. Close the season off. One of the best television shows ever created.
Well deserved.
And
well deserved.
They did well. It's a good show as well. Seth Meyers hosted, and he was safe. He was real safe. Yeah, he did a pretty good job. It was a lot of best part. Nice tribute to Robin Williams. Billy Crystal came out and gave a really nice.
That's great.
Real nice, touching tribute to Robin Williams. Part of the memorandum when they show all the people who died.
Was Whoopi there?
I did not see Whoopi.
You didn't see Whoopi? Wow, because they contributed so much to those AIDS events.
Right, I mean that was a team.
Oh my God, yeah,
Whoopi,
those
Billy
three.
Crystal and Robin Williams, that was a team.
I think she's probably still choked up.
Billy seemed to be kind of really touched going through that. Through what he was saying about Robin, but it was really good. He told some jokes as well. He made it funny, but it was touching as well. But good overall show. I don't watch the TV awards that much, but it was pretty good. It was pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
Caught it by mistake, to be honest, because I don't look for it on Mondays.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you.
Oh,
That's a mic check. This is Urban Social every Wednesday, 8 to 11, right here on QUE4.org. Tell a friend, tell a friend. We usually would like for you all to call in, but today we invited people to come in.
You can come in. We're still here.
Come on.
Be a part of our special guest. We do have a after event that we will be sponsoring and supporting, which is Hello Hip Hop. Our other guest, which is B-Bax, will appear. Right now you're listening to our two hosts, 24/7 Elevation and Steph Star.
Yes.
Steph, I heard you got a new video.
I do. I have a new video that's promoting. Yeah, you saw the silent movie version. The silent movie version of Morning. Morning is a promo video out now called for this indie film by Will Adams, ladies and gentlemen, called Sex Ain't Love. And it's soon to be dropping in a couple weeks. But, y'all know me, I'm a singer-songwriter, so I had to get in on it. And I couldn't miss this opportunity to promote it. So, yeah, I'm kind of modest about it because everybody's still hitting my YouTube up.
It's really nice. Very well shot.
Yeah. Will Adams shot the video.
Working in camera, Will.
Yeah, I was trying to. It was a fun video right there on 56 in Lake Park at the beach, y'all. Chicago got a great beach, so I have to have it as a land drop. Yeah, it was so nice, and I'm excited. I'm
I went
excited.
to the Indiana Sand Dunes this weekend.
How was
That
that?
was awesome. I've never been there before. So went to the
Sand
beach
dunes.
there, outside of Chesterton, Indiana,
Okay.
Valparaiso area. Beautiful place. Lots of forestry, nature trails, gigantic beach.
Oh, okay.
Man,
Okay.
if you don't keep up with them sounds, no, it was nice time. So just an extension of the lovely thing that we live by, which is called Lake Michigan.
You got to take advantage. That's what's so great about living here in the Chicagoland area. We got 4 seasons.
Yeah.
You can go to the beach.
Sometimes
In the
6.
wintertime, you can go ice skate. Right. You don't have to go to Alaska. So it's so much here to do.
Right.
But yeah, our special guest is here tonight, y'all. Okay. Y'all know it's community radio. We do everything ourselves.
Yep, and we.
Yeah, so without further ado, Dr. Amara Enyia, ladies and gentlemen.
Comfortable chair.
Yes.
Comfy chair. Come on, Doc. Come on over here. I'm gonna grab the stool. Such an honor to meet you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Hi. Yes.
I'm standing. You know I'm taking it.
You coming?
Give it to me.
Okie dokie. Cool. All right. You find your way here? Good. Yep, that's you. That's you. Yes. I love the color. I love that. That's a mustard. Oh, that mustard yellow is beautiful.
Thank you. You know, yellow is my favorite color.
Yes. You heard the India Irie song, Yellow? I heard just a little snippet. It's a beautiful song. It's fair. I want to say it's fairly new by her. You got SP1 on the back.
Always in your ear.
Yes. All right.
That's your new name. Always in your ear.
Right.
Yeah,
So
like
we just want to have fun with you. We don't have to get all super serious, all politician.
Yeah, we family here, so we welcome you to be a part of our family.
Yeah. So the more you laugh, the more we love it.
Yeah.
This is a social show. We just want to know a lot about you and get into this great opportunity. This, what can I say, Eric? This is big shoulders. This is big shoulders, and you finna fill this seat.
It's a lot of responsibility and pressure to take on, and you seem to be ready.
Of course.
You have to look that you're a lioness and you're ready to take over this city.
I've been ready.
She's been ready. Cause
I feel the energy. So
give everybody a little background about you, because I was checking you out online, and everybody's trying to shortstop you, and I didn't like that. I'm like, wait a minute, she's already done been out there in the field, so give the people a brief insight about you trying to run for mayor.
Well, I mean, I think that we have a unique opportunity as a city. I think we're at an historic moment where we can move in a fundamentally different direction as a city. We know that the current system does not work for us, for the majority of Chicago residents, but what it requires different leadership. It requires those of us who have not adopted the mindset of the status quo to be bold and to say that we're going to step forward into these positions so that we can facilitate the type of change that we know needs to happen. So for me, my parents were activists, so this is something that I was raised into. My parents are immigrants, so from Nigeria. And the story that I always tell is about my father's move into activism. So we had a civil war in Nigeria. They had a civil war in 1968. My dad fought in that war. And my mom was a nurse. She was a frontline nurse in that war. So at the time, our people were being killed. There was genocide taking place.
Yes.
So when he decided to fight in that war, he was 21 years old. So for me, we talk about 21-year-olds, the biggest decision that they're making is whether they're going to be on Facebook or Twitter now. But at 21, to be able to make a decision that would impact his life, that would put his life in jeopardy. So my question to him later on was, why at 21, which is the prime of life for a young man,
Why would you decide to risk everything to fight in a war that it was not guaranteed they were going to win? And he said that it wasn't necessarily the fact that our people were being killed, it's that he just can't stand oppression. So it's those principles of social justice and equity and governments that are supposed to work for people and standing up for them. That's why he risked his life at 21. So when I hear a lot of the conversations around age and what we should do, I'm always struck by the thought that if at 21 people have risked their lives, why can't we do the same thing at any age in Chicago? How long do we have to tolerate a system that we know is not working for us? And so for me, everything that I've done, my educational experience, my community experience, my municipal experience, is to push a social justice agenda. So every degree that I got was to push a social justice agenda. Because we were taught that everything that we acquire is supposed to be used to help improve the lives of other people.
That's right.
And so that's a responsibility that I was raised with. I have 5 other siblings, so there's 6 of us. That's what we were raised with. Those are the principles we were raised with. And so for me, I live on the west side. I live in East Garfield Park. So I see the issues every single day. When I wake up and walk out of my house in the morning, I'm faced with them. I cannot escape it. So to me, it's how could we not want to do everything necessary to make sure that we have a system that actually works for people. And I don't think that there's a time that we should wait. I don't think that there's a magic age where all of a sudden you become activated or that you should wait for a period of time, because we've waited and what do we have? So for me, it requires a drastic change. I think the city needs a drastic change in leadership, a drastic change in direction.
No question.
And it requires those of us who are bold enough to facilitate that change, to stand up and say that we don't buy what the status quo will tell us. We don't buy what the system will tell us about what's possible or not possible.
Yeah. I love the talk. I'm into you. I love it. You're young. You're vibrant. I'm ready for a change like that. Because, being a Chicagoan, we went through Mayor Burns. We went through Harold Washington. We went through both the dailies. And I just think it is time for someone with an agenda that's fresh and new. Because all attention is on the youth. And they're making the most noise and the most ruckus. How do you feel about Chicago violence as a whole?
Well, I think violence is a result of the city, we as a city not doing what we should have been doing for decades. So violence to me doesn't exist as a thing in and of itself. It is the result of a lack of investment. It is the result of ignoring entire populations. It is a result of the inequity that we've allowed to persist and the poverty that we've allowed to persist. So if we want to get to the root causes of violence to address the issue, it means we have to address poverty. We have to address inequity. We have to address the lack of services and resources. We have to address the lack of investment in key areas of the city. That's how we reduce violence. To me, violence is not a policing issue.
Thank you.
That's at the back end. It's not an issue of locking people up for the rest of their lives. That's not going to solve violence in the communities. So we have to now take the funds that we do have and reallocate in our budget into investing in human capital and resource capital, specifically in those areas that have been ignored for decades. So for me, that's how you address the issue of violence, getting to the root cause. It's easy to do what sounds good for the press release or cobble something together that will not be effective because you want to say, well, we're doing this, knowing that it will have no effect. But if we're interested in doing what actually works, we have to be willing to implement both long-term and short-term strategies. So I talk about things that we don't really talk about. So even the food that we eat.
Come on.
And young people. So violence, there's some psychosocial effects of the food that we eat that impacts how our brains develop and how we respond in certain situations. So if the same provider, the same contract that services our prison system also provides food to our school system, what are we saying? So we need to think about those sorts of things. When I talk about jobs, it's not just to say jobs. It's to say that people need something constructive to do, and when they can provide for themselves and their families, it creates stability and they're not doing other things.
That's right.
Resource investment in programming is not just to say we need more programs. It's because when kids are occupied, they're not going to be hanging out or what is the saying? Idle minds are the devil's playground.
Yeah.
So these are not, they're not even innovative solutions. It's just the things that we know will work, but whether or not we have the political will to implement them, that's always been the question because we haven't.
Yeah.
Change is definitely the key word, and it's definitely a part of what I'm hearing with your campaigns about. A difference. You have to make a difference.
Yes.
So and change things, and starting from the root and not the end. Is there anything with the public school systems that you may implement in your plan? Some differences in the way things are ran now, because
Yes,
you know, we have a lot of people that are very, very upset with the way the schools were closed, you know, this past year.
And the pop up of the charters
Yeah.
and oh my God.
Any plans for that you can share with us?
Definitely. Well, the first step is to put our public school system back into the hands of education professionals.
Thank you.
Yay.
Those professionals and they're interested in working with communities to meet their needs. That's the first thing we need to do. Fully funded public neighborhood schools. We have to invest in our public neighborhood schools first and foremost. This issue of testing, we cannot spend more time testing our kids instead of focusing on curriculum that builds well-rounded citizens.
Yes.
So that needs to be addressed. Supporting our teachers and administrators.
Oh,
that's a huge issue.
Oh, say it again.
Supporting our teachers and administrators.
It's huge.
A freeze on charter schools. We cannot create a dual education system.
That's right.
So we have to make sure that our first priorities are public neighborhood schools because they serve all children. And then, of course, an elected school board. We need to inject a dose of democracy into how CPS operates. People feel that their voice is not being heard. So we need that democracy so that there's input from the community in the decisions that are affecting the people who have the most at stake, which is those who have their kids in the school system.
Yeah. Doctor, how long have you lived in Chicago?
So I grew up in the Chicago area, and then I went to Central Illinois for a number of years for school.
Yeah.
And then I came back in around 2008 when I started working in City Hall. So I was finishing up the last couple of years of my PhD program, and that's when I started working in City Hall, and I've been here ever since.
And you've worked with former Mayor Daley.
Yep.
How was that experience like?
Yeah.
It was a good experience. It was intentional. So for me, I believe that if you want to understand how a system works and how to change or dismantle that system, you have to have an intimate understanding of what it is, who the key players are, and of course, how it operates.
Okay.
So for me, I was very intentional about working in City Hall because I wanted to understand how policies are made in government, who's making those policies, and who's left out of the equation. I needed to understand that intimately. So my time there was information gathering. So I worked across policy areas. I worked in every area of policy. I got to understand how the departments work with each other. Who are the key decision makers in municipal government? I mean, these are the things that you really have to understand because we can say all we want that the system needs to be changed, but what will you replace it with? So if you don't understand what it is, how can you then construct what its replacement would look like? So my time there was actually very strategic and very intentional. And once I had gotten what I could get from that experience, I went straight to the West Side because I wanted to be, there's a need for bridge builders, people who understand how city government works, how decisions are made, and to be that bridge between that and those of us who are working on the ground every single day, who are at the grassroots level, organizing around issues. We need more people who can be bridge builders, who have that understanding so that we can empower those of us at the grassroots so that we can push our agenda and ultimately have people in City Hall, in the top levels of city government who are pushing our agenda. I think that's what needs to happen. So that was my whole, the reason why I went into City Hall, and that was the reason why I went straight to the grassroots level after I felt that I had gotten everything that I was going to get out of it.
Wow.
At that point when you were working in City Hall, is that when you knew maybe that this is what you wanted to do, make a run for mayor, or was it later on?
Or was it before?
Or before even, yeah.
It actually wasn't before. So I always had a fascination with municipalities. So I was always studying cities.
Okay.
For whatever reason. So, but my desire has just always been to be useful. I can't say that I grew up always wanting to be mayor or even wanting to be an elected official. I mean, my background, again, through my parents, we had some very, because of their activism, I mean, it could be dangerous at times. So it wasn't something that I was rushing toward because I had seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
However, those principles that they raised us with is about being useful. And so for me, the question is, how can I be useful? So even me going to the Austin community was based on this notion of being useful. Austin is the largest area in Chicago, largest community by population. Some of the biggest challenges, the number of foreclosures, the unemployment rate. We get the most number of ex-offenders come back to Austin. So there are all of these huge issues, and yet when I was working in City Hall, we never talked about Austin. So my thinking was, how can I leverage every degree that I've gotten, my experience in government, my experience with cities, my experience in all of these policy areas, and be useful in the community context so that people can be empowered to push their agenda. So that's why I went to the West Side. So my decisions are not necessarily because of an ambition to be a particular political office, but because of a desire to use everything that I have, because that's the responsibility that those of us who've had the privilege of going to school, of getting that work experience, I think we have a responsibility to leverage it so that we can bring up our community.
Yes. What are your thoughts about, I'm going to put it out there, Inglewood, because I live there. So what do you think, what's going on with Inglewood? It's a lot of regentrification. We're getting a Whole Foods. A lot of people in the community, they're with it. A lot of people are against it. They're like, they get the store coming, we ain't going to be able to afford anything. So what can you share, some secrets or something that's going on? What's going on in Inglewood, Doctor?
Well, Inglewood, there's a lot of good things going on in Inglewood. In spite of what we hear and see in the media, there's so many organizations that are doing some great work in Inglewood. They had the Inglewood Back to School Parade last Saturday.
They did, yes.
There's an organization called Rage that
Asia.
is bringing residents together and empowering them with information and helping them to push their agenda, I think, is critical. There's a bike club in Inglewood.
It is.
There's a guy who does coding. I think his name is Damon Drummer, who does coding
I didn't
with
know he
youth.
did coding with you. Wow.
Yeah, in Inglewood. So to me, I see assets. The common narrative is about the number of shootings and all of that, and yes, there's that element, but what are the assets and the resources? And to me, I see a lot. I think that, when you have a situation where residents have information that they can use to push their agenda, that's how they can then control what happens in their community. And so one of the things that I always talk about that's a platform issue of mine is this notion of community-driven development, where the community is actually at the forefront of driving what development looks like, as opposed to the current paradigm, which is more developer-driven development, where a developer will come in and say, hey, we want to build X, Y, and Z. They go to the alderman, maybe they talk to the community, maybe they don't, and then it's done, and maybe they'll have a meeting afterwards to get community input. So community-driven development says that as residents, you should have a say at the forefront of any of those projects, because you're the ones that will live there when it's done. And so it's a complete change of paradigm. And I think with organizations like Rage and all of just the individuals who are doing so much work on the ground in Inglewood, they can help to make that paradigm a reality.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So that's hopeful that our community is, on the rise. We just the community, the residents got to get more involved.
Right.
You have people that they just stuck in time. They just want it to be the way it is. And we could run up to the corner store. Let's go up to the corner store. We could stand in line at the pantry line. Let's do that. It's other things. It's other resources. You can educate yourself just by going to these individuals, these organizations that Doctor just named off, y'all.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I'm thinking. I don't have one. I got lost. I'm so caught up in what I'm hearing, and I love what I'm hearing.
So how do you feel about the arts? With Don Cornelius starting Soul Train, it derived from here, the Oprah Winfrey Show. She got most of our popularity here. I noticed that since couple of years ago, we get fashion shows here. Even Tom Cruise was here for a red carpet event. I would like to see more entertainment and arts here as LA, New York, or what have you. How do you feel about that?
Question,
I would like to see the community-based arts elevated.
Thank you.
I would like to see community-based arts elevated.
I like that.
I've been so impressed with the arts community here. From the musicians to the jewelry designers, to the hip hop community. I had the privilege of spending some time a couple of weeks ago with all of these hip hop artists. One of them who happened to live on my block in East Garfield. Jay Electronica was there, and I'm a huge Jay Electronica fan. Yes.
Yeah, you can find now.
You know, but conscious. They're aware of the issues, and they can speak to the issues in a way that's unique and in a way that connects with people. So I've just been so impressed. I mean, I spent some time at the in Woodlawn. There's an arts incubator there, and listening to some spoken word artists. I've been to some rallies where around incarceration, you know, pushing back against the school to prison pipeline, and these are young people, these are high schoolers, and they're reciting this poetry that's just profound, and it's movement art. Like this is, I think artists have a key role to play in movements. I think they embody the movement, and their work facilitates a movement. So I think they have a critical role to play. So for me, I would just love to see the arts elevated, community-based arts. I mean, there's Louder Than a Bomb, which happened this past year. And it was amazing. I'm a little jealous, actually, because
Really?
well, yeah, because these are high schoolers, and they have so much talent.
They do.
And all I could think as I sat in some of the sessions, and I'm just like, man, look at our future. Like this is the future of Chicago.
There is some hope.
There is hope, and we should be investing in them. And it's so easy to write them off or ignore them, but this is the future of our city. And so anything that we can do to elevate them, I'm all for it.
So there should be a platform for the arts to be, you know, more widely seen. So
Yes.
any ideas or thoughts about how we could, you know, uplift that?
Well, I think elevating it. So, for example, with Louder Than a Bomb, they have a whole conference.
Okay.
I think it was a week long, and it included artists performing, but it also included panels. So they had an education panel where they talked about the school closings. It's all of these things. So at the city level, I think we should be supporting that.
Yeah.
We do it to an extent, but there's so much untapped genius in the communities. People there was a group that I happened to run into on the west side in Austin, and I heard them sing at an event. I was doing an event with small businesses because I work with small business owners. And this group of guys sang Sam Cooke. They sang A Change Is Gonna Come.
Oh, okay.
Acapella?
Acapella.
Nice.
It was, when they sang, the room was silent.
Wow.
They were just silent afterward. And I heard that was the first time that I heard them. I immediately I said, you guys have to sing at my campaign launch event.
Look at that.
And we had them sing at our campaign launch event. Wow. Because it was so powerful. And these are guys that if you looked at them, society would write them off, would say, oh, they're not about anything. But they had that genius that we were able to experience. And so elevating them and saying, we want to give you a platform to share your gift.
Yes.
I think we should be doing that every opportunity we get.
And that's what I was getting at. Even with Louder With a Bomb, I mean, we telecast for Billigan Parade. At least that performance side, I would like to see that on Channel 9, a local station, showing that. You know, like, hey, catch this is going to be televised.
Yep.
Small stuff like that, instead of broadcasting the violence, what the murder rate is. Come on now.
Yep.
Let's see some good stuff. I want to see some good news.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
Speaking of good news,
Let's get into it.
And our brilliant youth that are here in Chicago, what do you think about our young superstars in Jackie Robinson West Little League team?
I've been wearing my Jackie Robinson West t-shirt for like 2 weeks.
For real?
Awesome.
That's beautiful.
I've been wearing it for like 2 weeks. And then I stood in line for hours to get another one.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I heard about the lines.
Oh
That's
yeah,
crazy.
around the
Crazy.
block in
Yeah,
South
that's
Loop, around the block for hours. Yes, it was quite serious.
Whoa.
The bootleg guys on 87th Street selling them too, y'all.
Triple the price.
Yeah.
Wow.
I shouldn't even promote that. The bootleg. I'm sorry.
But it was, I was just happy because you had all these people were waiting in line for hours because of something so positive for the city. And I think that these kids, they're extraordinary, but they're not.
Okay.
We have what they can do, we have all over the city. they have an opportunity. They have the opportunity to demonstrate who they are and their skills and talents on this platform. But they're just a microcosm of so many youth in Chicago. So for me, my thing is, if we invest in our young people the way that we should, we could have 1 million Jackie Robinson West caliber individuals, youth in the city.
Yes.
So to me, that was the bigger issue. And I think that the victory came at a much needed time.
Yeah, no question.
They were able to bring together the city in a time where so much is happening, not only locally but nationally.
Yeah.
I think we needed that energy. We needed that positive energy. We needed something that was going to bring the entire city together. And that's a lot of what I talk about with my campaign. It's about unity. It's about us recognizing our collective interest and moving forward together as a city and finding those things that bring us together as opposed to focusing on the things that divide us.
There you go.
So for me, the victory was it shined a light on the city in a positive way. It brought people together. I was at the rally this afternoon.
At Millennium?
At Millennium Park.
Okay.
They had the parade from the south side up to Millennium Park, and then the rally where it was just thousands of people happy because of our young people.
Because of young people.
Because of young people.
Right. That's the key.
Now Eric here, he used to be a coach.
Yeah.
And he was involved in that particular park.
We played against them
You played
often.
You didn't win, did you?
Well, sometimes. I coached for Roseland, which is a rival park. So, and I agree with you. The platform. I hope that this platform. I hope this win. It puts baseball on the forefront for youth to get involved, but we have to have the facilities. We have to have
the infrastructure.
The infrastructure. We have to have places for them to play, and as well as other sports as well. I mean, I think I believe that sports is a teaching tool. It's a learning tool.
Yes.
It helps mold young people, men and women, in life.
Yes.
You learn a lot from sports.
You learn
that you discipline and being teammates and brotherhood and sisterhood and what have you. So I mean, there's a lot to learn from sports. So I hope this is a catalyst to bigger and better things.
Well, I completely agree. In fact, it's funny. I was thinking about that this morning. Because I run in the mornings, so I did sports.
Okay.
All sports, soccer. That was my first sport.
Okay.
Then did basketball. Played varsity. 3 years varsity. Small forward, power forward, and center.
Oh wow!
Look at that. Young girl.
And then I ran track, cross country. But even this morning, as I was running, because I get up early, 5:30, and I didn't really feel like it. But I was thinking about my training and the discipline. And I was thinking about how it was my sports background that really instilled those values of discipline. So whether I feel like it or not, I'm still up and out. If it's snowing, if it's 5 below, I'm still up and out because of that discipline. And so how do we make sure that our kids get access to those kinds of opportunities to learn things like discipline, the value of hard work? And it's largely through sports. So if we're not investing in those kinds of programs, then we're essentially not allowing them to have access to opportunities to where they're going to learn those life lessons that will follow them throughout their entire lives.
Yeah, great point.
Definitely.
Great point. And our city is such a sports town. We got the Bulls up north, the best.
The best sports.
The Sox out south, the Bears, the Bulls. We win here. We win.
Blackhawks.
Fire.
Man,
Champions.
If you become our mayor, this will be a wonderful city for you to represent.
I have a silly question.
Let's do the silly. Let's do the silly.
Question. Well, maybe not even a question, but a request. If elected and when elected.
Right.
Could you please extend the Taste of Chicago? Because it is too short. I don't get time to go. I want to enjoy a meal, and it's over in 4 days.
Let me tell
There's
you
something about that.
I'm going to say this live on YouTube. Ron Emmanuel, you wrong. You switched the date.
I'm so mad. We don't get the fireworks no more.
Some people don't like to cook on the 4th of July. They like to go to the Taste.
I want to eat at the Taste and watch some fireworks. Come on.
So if possible,
Please.
Doctor,
Beg you.
put it back.
Make it a week. Make it 6 days. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, it is so boring.
Okay, that was my silly. I'm sorry.
One thing that I would like to do is just make the food offerings more diverse.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we have. I mean, the Chicago's strength is in the diversity of the neighborhoods. I think it's in the
Oh,
culture.
yeah.
The fact that I can go to La Villita and feel like I'm in Mexico City, or I can go to Jefferson Park and feel like I'm in Poland.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's our strength. Or up on Devon and feel like I'm in, India.
Right.
That's our strength as a city. And so I would like for the taste to really to be more aggressive about showcasing the cultural diversity through food.
Yes.
In the city. That's something that I would like to see. And also I think our food trucks, I think, are an asset. If you go to any other place, if you travel to any other country or any other city, you try the food. The street food, if you're adventurous.
Immediately, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Go to New York.
Exactly.
You're eating,
street
whatever's
whatever's there, whatever's on the cart.
Right. And it's part of the experience, and it enriches your cultural experience. It's part of the culture of that city. So I think for Chicago, we haven't really leveraged we haven't leveraged our food truck sector really. And we haven't maximized it in my
I never even thought of that, but
that's true though.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. She got a lot of interest. You better vote.
Now.
Dr. Amara Enyia, you better vote. She has my vote. She got my vote. You got it. You got it.
Brilliant.
Appreciate
yes,
it.
yes.
Appreciate it.
So, what else can we say?
You had a question about Jackson.
Oh, are you going to the Michael Jackson celebration this week? Did you know about it? Katherine Jackson, his mom, is hosting. Well, not hosting. She's putting on. His birthday is the 28th.
Yeah.
And it's this huge celebration. They're making a Michael Jackson museum over there by 2300 Jackson Street. It's going to be huge. I saw it on Windy City
The
Live.
smallest house in the world.
Yeah,
I don't know how they lived
two-bedroom
in that
house. And
house.
there was 10 kids in it, but they're having this
They
big
made a
old
way.
concert, a competition. Artists can win a record deal. It's huge. And
2300.
It's in
was
Gary.
Jackson
Jackson
and
Gary.
Gary.
I was wondering, did you know about it? Are you going?
I had heard about something about Michael Jackson, but I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, it's going
And
to be huge.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
mean, this weekend we have like the Million Fathers March is going on Saturday.
Yeah, I heard about that.
There's the Festival of Culture Connection is doing this
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So there's a lot.
Yeah,
There's a lot
Come
going
on
on in
through,
Chicago.
yeah, let's give it a whirl.
Right now.
Yeah. But the Michael Jackson is going on for 2 days. I think it is Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is considered the
holiday
Chicagoland
weekend, so.
area, which is scary. I don't understand that, but
It is. I mean, there's a
But
lot
Michael
of
Jackson is
implants.
an icon, and I think that'll be. I wish I could go, but I'll be out of town. But that was just my fun question, wondering where you going.
Now I'll be here in Chicago.
Yep.
Busy.
I got a lot of work to
Representing
do.
the city.
Busy. A lot of work.
Petition season has just started, so we're going to be out collecting signatures to get on the ballot.
And let me add, I have seen your people at work in Inglewood. I have seen them on the bus stop, so they are working hard.
We're trying.
Strong
Yeah,
team. I'm sure
yeah.
you're proud of your team.
The team is my secret weapon.
Awesome.
The team is my secret weapon. We have some amazing people.
Good.
They are fearless. They are passionate. That's the strength. I feel like, aside from me, I mean, it's not me. It's the people that are around me that have really helped to bring us to where we are today.
Yeah.
Especially in a context where, when we started, there was so much doubt. People had doubts. But my team you couldn't pay for my team. They're invaluable. You couldn't pay for them.
Yeah, that's what I like about you. You get out and you touch the people.
Yes.
I love that. I love that about you. I mean, never before have I seen anybody of your caliber so very young, and you're so for the people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I love that about you. Y'all better vote 2015.
Definitely will be a refreshing change.
Dedicating this show so she can get some votes.
Yes.
Because we need somebody like us sitting in that seat.
And signatures and
Yes.
sharing the word. We're on social media, Amara for Chicago. That's AMARAFOR Chicago. That's the website.com. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything is Amara for Chicago. We keep it consistent, so you can follow us, like us, donate, sign up to volunteer.
Okay.
That's what we need. now. This
Yes,
is the time.
Is there anything else special about your platform that you want to share with us? Something that we may not have touched on here today that you can think of right offhand?
It is unconventional.
Okay.
Everything about this campaign is unconventional. I'm not a conventional candidate, obviously. But what needs to happen in this city is unconventional. We are at an historic moment. I think that we have a unique opportunity that we have not had to really move in another direction. But we have to be willing to be uncomfortable also. And I think that's something that, you know, part of it is piercing through this sense of inevitability about the way things are. Because for me, I don't see the way things are to me as not the way things could be. And because I've seen beyond that, that's why I push for it. But if we can get people to believe that there is another option, that we have a vision, what you can see, you can create. All we have to do is show people that there's an alternative vision of what Chicago could be. And we can create it. So that's what this campaign is about. To me, it's not about politics. This is bigger than politics. What needs to happen in the city is bigger than personalities.
That's right.
Because they'll try to make this into personalities. This is bigger than that. This is about saying that we actually have a role to play in changing our lives. And that it's up to us. That we don't have to wait for someone to do it for us. We don't have to wait until we're that magic age or until we magically become millionaires. Because for me, it would take some magic to become a millionaire. So we don't have to wait for that. That we can actually do it right now.
That's right.
So that's the message of the campaign. And that we can win. That this is not to make a point. I'm not doing this to say, oh, I've done it, or to make a point about. No. This is to say that we actually can transform government. And I believe it. And if enough of us believe it, through our actions, you leverage that power collectively. That's how you change systems. There's no other way to do it.
Yeah, it's time. It's definitely time.
You sound like you care.
Oh,
I do care.
You sound like it.
I care.
Yeah, I like that.
I care. I mean, you have to.
I mean, she living in Austin, man.
You know?
East Garfield. I work in
Garfield?
Austin, but I live in East Garfield.
Both those are some areas, right? So yes, super. I would say she's super dedicated.
Yeah.
You're dedicated to it, and we need somebody like you sitting in that seat. There's been so much stuff that has went on in that seat. I'm sure you can attest to it. I mean, past and present, but it's time for a change.
It is.
You would be our first black female mayor. You know, and I think that's beautiful.
And also our generation. I think our generation, we have more at stake. Because we're going to be here longer than anyone who's, that older generation. So to me, I always say, we want someone who we can identify with.
Thank you.
And so part of what this campaign is going to do is energize our generation to get involved, to say that we actually have a role to play. The other thing is that, this generation, the notion of waiting. So no person in history who's ever done anything of worth, no person who has made revolutionary change waited until they were old. Right. So if you look at Nelson Mandela, he was not always 90 years old.
Exactly.
When he was really doing his work, he was in his 20s.
Yes.
Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. You cannot name an individual who started their activism as a senior citizen. So look at who we have in office. Senior citizens. But who's the one that's going to have to live with the results of their decisions? It's us.
Oh my God, she hitting home.
So when they try to push this narrative about age, for every drastic change in society around the world, it has always been young people that have led it. Always.
So true.
But when you look at those societies that suffer, it was the ones where the elders never relinquished their power and allowed the young to assume their rightful place in pushing change in society. So that's something else that we have to think about. Yeah. That when it's those of us, when we have the energy and the vitality and the new ideas, and when we don't have baggage, a lot of people are looking for leadership that doesn't have baggage. You can say, oh, she's young, but at least I don't have 20 and 30 years of political baggage to deal with.
That's right.
I mean, unless you want to go back to when I was in preschool. So we need people who are fresh.
That's right.
Some people who are not beholden to special interests, who are not weighed down by, their hands are tied. So when they get into office, they can't even do what they're supposed to do. That's what we need. We need more people who don't have political experience, in my opinion, running for office. Because at least you know that their motives are more pure than those who have all this baggage and all these special interests that they have to adhere to.
Yeah.
So, simple answer from you. 20 years from now, I did this for Chicago.
I would say 20 years ago, I recognized my purpose and I committed myself to serving other people. And that changed the direction of Chicago. That's
Awesome.
what I would say.
Awesome answer. You flipped my question over. That was an awesome answer. I like that.
Awesome
thank you.
Wow. That blew me back.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa.
Yes. So y'all go to the website immediately right now.
AmaraForChicago.com.
Exactly. All you got to do is make a new tab. You can still listen to this live feed.
Add us on Facebook,
Yep.
Twitter, Instagram.
All the social medias.
Yes.
Yes. And get ready to vote in February,
Please.
right?
February 24th.
February 24th. Get ready to vote.
It's not that far away.
Yeah.
Only 6 months.
Yeah.
Such a pleasure.
It's
Such
oh my
a
God.
biggest
This was
pleasure.
fun.
Yeah.
This was
Thank you. This was fun.
great.
Good way to end a long day of campaigning.
Yeah. I
So
know,
glad you
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna play some more music for you guys. All right. Did you have a question? I'm about to cut the show off. We just
Okay.
have to because he's been trying to get you for a while.
Oh, yeah?
He's been bugging people. Get it at the EE Social Show.
Thank our team also.
Oh yes. Thanks. Shout out to
yes, definitely.
Tequila and Africa Porter. Oh my God,
indeed.
beautiful queens. Thank y'all so much. And Miss Golden.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you guys for hooking
Fantastic
us
people.
up. Yes. So I cannot reiterate this enough, y'all. Just go out and vote. You got the Noah. She got her hands in. She scoped it out. She know what's happening. She know what's needed. Oh, here we go.
Come on.
I don't know. I really don't know. Are you the only female candidate for running for mayor right now?
Oh.
Yes, I'm the only declared woman that's running.
We have her here on East Social.
And I was also the first person to declare that I was going to challenge the mayor.
Oh, that's great.
Really?
Yes.
That's great.
Wonderful.
Yep.
We do big things here at E.
Yeah.
It's social. Come on, man. Come on. Y'all better listen to us every week.
Yes.
So,
So thank you so much, Doctor, for coming
thank
on
you.
the
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for blessing us with your presence.
Yes. And you're welcome anytime.
Yes, indeed. I'll be back.
Yes. If you don't get too busy, we know you're going to get busy once you get elected.
Well, yeah, but I'll be back. I'll be back.
Okay,
Don't say it when she get her.
Please come visit us then. That would be big.
Yeah.
Of course.
All
Hold
right.
me to it. Hold me to it.
Okay.
Staff Star,
All
Elevation, Illis, SP1.
Yes.
Every Wednesday.
8
Every
p.m.
Wednesday.
to 11 p.m.
Every Wednesday.
here on Q4 Radio. Catch us at www.qu4.org, and you can call in 312-985-7834. All right, y'all.
She can stay around for trending topics. It's up to her. She's more than welcome.
Yeah,
You wanna
it's
stay
whatever
around
you
for
want to do,
trending
Doctor.
topics? You more than
Sure.
welcome.
I just had to make sure to see if my...
Your seat will be ready when you
Of
come.
course.
Okay.
Of course.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy some nice tunes, y'all. All right. Turn the music up, I gotta play. Plug me.
You got too much noise. See everyone in the audience.
They see you liking that?
Big K.
You know we got Okay, I'm ready.
What would happen if you didn't follow the established path? If you did the unexpected? Would you feel scared? Proud? Relieved? Could you explain that helping the people of Peru improve their own community would also have an effect on your own? Or assisting an entrepreneur in Ukraine to launch her small business? Or creating a support group in Malawi for children orphaned by AIDS? What if you established your own path? One that others might follow? Would you rather make your own way?